I'm Adam.
And I'm Pim.
And this is
Where there's a Williams, there's a way.
Hey Pim, was there something that your parents did that embarrassed you as a kid?
Yeah, they'd hang out on the tree in our front yard.
I used to do that as a kid too.
Yeah, me too. But when I was a kid, I didn't think that adults should do it too.
Today's book is all about things that embarrass you as a kid, but you may eventually learn to embrace it. Let's get started.
Watercress by Andrea Wang. Pictures by Jason Chin. We are in the old Pontiac, the red paint faded by years of glinting Ohio sun, pelting rain, and biting snow. The tops of the corn stalks make lines that zigzag across the horizon. Mom shouts, "Look!" and the car comes to an abrupt, jerking stop. Mom's eyes are as sharp as the tip of the dragon's claw. Dad's eyes grow wide. "Watercress," they exclaim, two voices heavy with memories. From the depths of the trunk, they unearth a brown paper bag, rusty scissors, and a longing for China. They haul us out of the back seat. We are told to untie our sneakers, peel off our socks, and roll up our jeans. We have to help them gather it.
When I was a kid, we had a raspberry bush in the backyard. I would stand there for hours picking fruit off of it. But if my parents tried to use it in a meal that they made, I thought it was really weird.
My parents made me eat bugs that they picked out of my fur.
Okay, you win.
Or lose.
The water in the ditch is cold. It stings my ankles and the mud squelches up between my toes. A car passes by, and I duck my head, hoping it's no one I know. My parents cut bunches of the small plant, long, stringy stems with leaves round as coins. My big brother yanks watercress up by the handful, roots dripping dirty water onto my shirt, and thrusts it close to my face. There are tiny snails clinging to the underside. I squirm away. The bag in my hands grows heavier and heavier with the weight of all the watercress. The paper is soaked and I'm half afraid, half hopeful that the bottom will split, sending all the plants back down into the muck. Finally, we load everything, the soggy bag, my sopping shirt, our sodden selves, into the car and head home. Our original destination is long forgotten, a memory of something unfinished. On the dinner table that night is a dish of watercress, glistening with garlicky oil and freckled with sesame seeds. The mud and snails are long gone, but I still don't want to eat it. Any of it. I only want to eat vegetables from the grocery store. Mom and Dad press me to try some. "It is fresh," Dad says. "It is free," Mom says. I shake my head. Free is bad. Free is hand-me-down clothes and roadside trash heap furniture, and now dinner from a ditch.
One time I kept telling my dad to get sardines on pizza that we ordered. I thought it was hilarious until he actually ordered it.
So?
They smelled bad and it embarrassed me.
Did you ever try them?
Oh, I eat sardines all the time now, just not on pizza.
Mom sighs and disappears into her room, returning with an old photo. "My family," she says, "from before." We stare. Mom never talks about her China family. She points to a small boy as thin as a stem of watercress. "My little brother, your uncle." We hold our breaths. Mom never told us what happened to him. "During the Great Famine," she says, "we ate anything we could find. But it was still not enough." I look from my uncle's hollow face to the watercress on the table, and I'm ashamed of being ashamed of my family. I take a bite of the watercress, and it bites me back with its spicy, peppery taste. It's a delicate and slightly bitter, like Mom's memories of home. Together, we eat it all and make a new memory of watercress.
Hey Adam, is there anything that you do that embarrasses your kids? You know how in the movies you always see parents tell their kids that they love them in front of other people and the kid gets super embarrassed? Yeah, do you do that to them? Yeah, and do you know what they do? Run and hide? Bury their face in the sand? Yell at you? They tell me that they love me back. Oh, that's weird. I know, I love it. And I hope that you love this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Adam. And I'm Pim. And this is Where There's a William, There's a Way.
A note from the author. This story is about the power of memory, not just the beautiful memories, like the ones my mother and father had about eating watercress in China, but also the difficult ones, the memories that are sometimes too painful to share. It starts with my own distressing memory of being made to pick watercress that was growing wild by the side of the road. As the child of Chinese immigrants growing up in a small, mostly white town in Ohio, I was very aware of how different my family and I were from everyone else. It's hard to feel like you don't belong, and collecting food from a muddy roadside ditch just made the bad feeling more intense for me, something my very practical parents didn't understand. When I was young, my parents didn't talk about their memories of China, of growing up poor, losing siblings, and surviving war. I don't blame them. These are difficult topics to discuss with children, but it's important too for children to understand their family history. Perhaps if I had known about the hardships they had faced, I would have been more compassionate as a child. Maybe I would have felt more empathy and less anger, more pride in my heritage and less shame. Memories have the power to inform, to inspire, and to heal. This story is both an apology and a love letter to my parents. It's also an encouragement to all children who feel different and to families with difficult pasts. Share your memories. Tell your stories. They are essential. A.W. A note from the artist. When I first read Watercress, I was impressed by how Andrea was able to fold so many layers of memory, culture, and emotion into a short text, and I wanted the illustrations to complement each of these layers. I wanted the art to reflect the American and Chinese heritage of the characters. I chose to paint in watercolor because it's common to both Chinese and Western art, and I used both Chinese and Western brushes. The color palette is heavy in yellow ochre, which reminds me of old photographs, and 1970s decor, and cerulean blue, which is similar to the blue often used in Chinese paintings. Traditional Chinese landscape paintings feature mountains painted with soft marks that create a dreamlike quality. This technique seemed appropriate for implying memory, so I included many soft washes throughout the book. It is common for children of immigrants to be unaware of their parents' stories and culture and to feel out of place, misunderstood, and even angry. My own father, also a Chinese immigrant, rejected Chinese food when he was young in an effort to try and fit in. These feelings, especially the anxiety that comes from feeling different, were not limited to immigrants and their children. They are universal. When I was painting, I drew on my own memories of exclusion, loss, and guilt with the hope that they might seep into the art and add another layer to Andrea's remarkable story. J.C.
Did you know the world's first sandwich, invented and eaten by the Earl of Sandwich, contained cold roast beef and watercress? Also, the Romans thought it cured baldness.